Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is your friendly neighborhood IT girl, Sierra here, back like your favorite 90s outfit that fits like a glove, right? I'm not gonna lie, I'm just loving my shirt and it's very 90s themed, so had to throw homage to it. But let's get straight down to business because honestly I have COVID, you guys. It took 3 years, but it finally got to me, so here we are, and my threshold for talking is very, very low. Since this is the case, I love concerts. I don't know if you guys know this. I know you guys know I love software development. I love all sorts of like underdoggy things, but I love concerts as well. And because I am now mildly afraid of crowds, I don't really want to go to the concerts. So I was thinking that I would do a little transfer of concert tickets from me to you. So if you like Bastille, the band, that's who I was going to go see this week, over here at the Wiltern in LA at 7 p.m. If you are an LA local and you would like to go see Bastille, let me know in the comments below and I will transfer you at least one. Like, I bought 2 tickets because I was in the queue and the first set of, or the first seat that I got, I did not love. It is a little bit higher up there, not totally in the nosebleeds, but it's not, you know, way down in there. It's kind of like in, none of this makes sense. It's kind of, if you've ever been to the Wiltern, it is the seat that is before the last section of seats. So it's the first row of before the last section of seats. That's the one that I got the first time I was in the queue. Then I went back into the queue and I got a little bit better seat down in the second row of upstairs sections. So I don't know if I'm gonna be giving both of them, or I shouldn't say giveaway because I don't really know what that entails, but I don't know if I'll be transferring both, but I'll at least be transferring one at this point in time. So if you are interested in getting a free Bastille ticket, let me know in the comments below and I will let you guys know by Wednesday who would be able to have that. The only caveat is that you cannot sell it. This is not a ticket for you to have and then sell to someone else. This is a ticket that I'm just giving away because I think that, you know, for those of you who have hung around and been still active on this channel, I appreciate you so much. And if you like Bastille, I want to give you some. Like, again, I don't want to say give, I want to say transfer. I want to transfer you something. So let me know in the comments below if you like Bastille. That being said, today I was going to go on a very unhinged rant about Mint Mobile and Ryan Reynolds. So we will do a little bit of that. If you want to sit back, grab yourself a jug of something hydrating. We're gonna have a 5G speed transfer of information right now about Mint Mobile. Now, if you don't know, over the past couple of months, I'm a software developer. A lot of you kind of already know that, but if you didn't know, hey, that's what I typically do. But during this time, I decided to go ahead and open a full business on my own, which does software development and brand management. So that's what I do now. That is what my company does. If you want to know a little bit more about it, I've got a link in the description below about an article that we were lucky enough to have published last week. So feel free to check that out, and that is stuff that I'll be talking about moving forward on this channel. Software development in regards to my day-to-day with the brand management and things like that. Anyways, making a business, you have to do a lot of things, and one of the things is you should have a phone. And so I got a phone, and I just didn't want it to go to my personal phone. I kind of want to keep those things separate. I don't want my phone, you know, buzzing, ringing whatever hours of the night that people decide that they want to do business. So I have this separate phone for that, even though you can have 2 lines on a phone. Again, I just don't like, it's messy. It's messy to me and I don't want it to be messy. After seeing all those wonderful Mint Mobile ads on YouTube that Ryan Reynolds decided to run over the past couple years, I was like, hey, I like Ryan Reynolds, and you know, he's from with Rob McElhenney. So I also thought this is a kind of a good deal. You know, I'm always for the underdog and for the best deal of things that I think are useful. You know, I went to WGU, I love Boo, I was a Rent-A-Friend, like, you know, I like stuff like that. Again, I went on a website, I filled out my information, and then soon enough they sent me a SIM card. Actually, they sent me 2 SIM cards because they were like, hey, we just want, in case you like Mint Mobile, we want to give you another card to give to a friend so that they can try Mint Mobile for free as well. And I was like, oh, you know, how cute. I love this. +1 for Mint Mobile. I loved that they gave me that. And then they were like, you know, share the wealth. But I know that it is not totally Ryan Reynolds' fault, because I don't know who set this up. It could have been Ryan Reynolds, not him himself, but whoever is in charge of, you know, managing companies for him. Or it could be T-Mobile, because T-Mobile did buy out Mint Mobile. And fast forward a couple months here now, where it's time for me to renew, because I signed up for a 6-month plan. At the time when I had signed up, I think this was back in February? It must have been February, I think. Yeah. It was a promo where you could do 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months. 3 months for $25, 6 months for $50, or 12 months for $75. And you would get 4 gigabytes of service for each of those plans. And I was like, well, I'll just do 6, because I don't know. I don't need, like, 3 is too short of a period of time for me to really make an informed decision. 12 months is too long. Like, I don't want to be locked in for a full year if I don't like it, you know? So I decided to go for the 6 months at the 4 gigabytes. And that's where I left it. Around month 5, started to get some, you know, promptings. So they're just like, hey, you know, your service is going to end soon. Do you want to renew? Blah, 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 that sort of thing. It's a company reaching out to make sure that you want to still get their service. And so at the time I was like, well, I have a month left. I don't really need to worry about this just yet. I'll get back to it when it's a little bit closer, you know? So a couple weeks, not even a couple weeks, maybe like a week go by. And I was like, well, let me just double check and go on here and see what I, like, if I want to keep the same plan, what am I feeling? You know, what's the prices going forward? You know, just get a little analytical situation happening. So I went onto the website, again, because this is how I signed up. I went onto the Mint Mobile website, and I wanted to check things out. However, I did not have the phone with me that day because, again, it being kind of like a secondary business thing, I had left it at the office and I just didn't have it on me. But I did not know that I needed to, you know, like in that respect. So going onto the website, apparently you cannot access your account without the phone that is tied specifically to your account there. So unlike other everything's, basically any other website that you go onto, if you don't have your password, you know, you forget your password, you don't have access to the email or whatever, it gives you other options of how to sign in. However, for Mint Mobile, that's not the case. You literally have to have that phone, otherwise there's no other way for you to get access to that account. So that day I couldn't get access to the account, and I was just like, okay, well, mental note, when I get back into the office, I'm gonna have to just bring up the phone and see what the plan options are again. So that's what I did. The next day I went into the office and I got the phone and went into the app, because it's an app pretty much that's on your phone. And I went in and I was like, all right, let me just review the new price points, because obviously it's going to change. You're not on this entry level thing anymore, so let's see what they are. Well, instead of just doing a $25 price jump for the same amount of time, like, I like this so far. I'm going to go for the full year now. I want to be locked in for the year. So I tried to change it to set it up to be locked in for the year, but it wouldn't lock in for whatever reason. Like, it kept just being like, you're going to renew at the 6 months. It's going to be the 6 months, the 6 months. And I kept putting in 12 months, like change it to the 12-month plan, but it just wouldn't take for whatever reason. Not taking, like, nothing took. So I just, so frustrated. I had to just move on, and I was like, all right, let me go back to this another day, another time, because I'm busy. I got things to do, you know? I don't have the time to just be sitting over here fiddling around with this app all day. So I give it one last shot another day, and I go in and I'm able, finally it takes, like, I go in, I'm able to upgrade my, and instead of it renewing into the 6 month, I'm able to upgrade it so that it renews to the 12 month, because I thought, all right, I like this now. The 12 month is a better option. Like, yeah, I've had some problems with the app, but I think they're just glitches, like, benefit of the doubt, you know? It's overall, I haven't had that many problems. So I'm like, as long as I don't have any more issues, like, everything's fine, and I'll just upgrade and it'll be cool. And it takes. So I'm like, great, we're all good. By the time that this thing goes, I'm going to be in Vegas and I'm not going to have to worry about any of this. Like, we're all set. So I go to Vegas, and I've, you know, this is my one weekend off. I'm really excited about it. And I get a notification at about 6:30 p.m. saying that the phone has tried to renew, but it didn't work for whatever reason. I'm like, why? Why didn't it work? So I go in, and it's just like, you can't be, it wouldn't let me into the account. It wouldn't let me just open up the app. And I'm like, now all this time I've been able to open up this app. It tells me when I go on the website to make sure you have the phone, blah, 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 like, and it's telling me now I can't open up the app. It doesn't know who I am. So I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. So it's like, we're going to send you a text message to verify that you are you. And I'm like, well, maybe it's because I'm in Nevada now that it's just, you know, freaking out or whatever. So I let it text message me, and I respond, because it's like, respond with allow so that we let you back into your account. So I respond with allow, and it locks me out of the account. It says, you have not verified yourself, we're locking you out of the account, which made no sense. And so I went through this process like 3 different times, and it kept locking me out of the account. I kept turning off the phone, turning off the app, restarting it, you know, as we do as software developers, you know, turn it off, turn it on again. So I went through this process several times, and it kept locking me out after I would just try and log in with the phone. Eventually it was like, it started sending me these links, and it was like, okay, you keep getting locked out, so we're sending you a link. And the links were broken. It was like, how am I supposed to get to whatever it is you're telling me to get to, because these links are broken. It's like 404 errors everywhere. And so finally they have little chat, like you can chat with us. So I start the chat, and the chat is taking forever. I'm like, I hate it when chats take forever. So I was just like, no, I can't with this right now. I'm trying to get ready. I'm trying to go out. I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to look cute and be in Vegas right now. So Monday, when I get back from Vegas, or actually, no, I got back from Vegas Sunday, and I wasn't feeling great. So I knew that something was wrong. And on Monday, I decided to go to the doctor's office. And while I was at the doctor's office, obviously, you know, you're waiting. So I was like, let me kill time and call these people, because now I have a phone number. Let me call them and get whatever this is straightened out. Because I've been like, this has been a month long, just bit after bit of stuff trying to get it working. So I call the number, and I finally get a person, and the person, you know, they introduce themselves and whatever. And so I explained to them the problem. I'm like, hey, I've been trying for a long time to get this thing to renew. I don't know what's happening. But it is it allowed me to get in then, but it was charging me all these fees now. Like, all these fees were included. And I'm like, why am I getting fees for something that, number one, wasn't my fault, and number two, I tried to take care of a long time ago. Like, I tried to take care of this the whole way through. So I'm like, I don't see the point in this. So I get this girl, and absolutely not helpful, not good at her job. And I mean, I'm not to, whatever, take that how you will. If it sounds mean, then whatever, then I guess it's mean. But some people are good at their jobs and some people aren't. And this girl was just not good at her job. If she's in customer service, you need to like be aware of how to do customer service. So I tell her what the problem is and like what I'm expecting, because this is how I do business. I'm very direct. If you guys haven't learned this about me by now, I'm very direct. I just say what it is. So I told her what it is and kind of what I expected, and she was just like, no. And I was like, what? You know, like, nobody, just no. And not to be like that girl who's like, you know, don't tell me now, but it's like, this is something that you guys, this is like the fault of your thing. I had nothing to do with this. I've just gone on and I've been trying to just have this thing work the way it's supposed to work, and it just hasn't. So you can't just be like, no, that's just not how this works. Like, where's the solution here? So, I mean, I went Karen on her. I was like, you know, give me your supervisor, because I'm not going to sit here and just have somebody just be like, no, just, it's not how that works for me. So, then she told me no. She told me no to having a supervisor, which honestly kind of blew my mind for a second. I was like, her name was Regine. I will never forget her name. Regine was bold. Regine was real bold. And she was just like, no. And I said, Regine, I don't want to be a Karen on you. I said, but I have no problem being a Karen right now. So if that's where we need to go, like that, I will bring it there. That's just what this will turn into. So give me someone else. And she's like, no, they're going to tell you the same thing. And this, like, basically my word is law, essentially. And I was like, and you guys, this is something that you do not know about me. I'm pretty laid back though. I think you guys know that at least, is that I'm really even keel 99% of the time. Except for when you start talking nonsense to me. Like, don't tell me that I can't talk to anyone else and that your word is law and that There is no way around what you are saying. So I went full in on Regine. And I let her know. I said, Regine, I am not going to not figure out how to do this. I will find out how to talk to someone else. And once I do, I will let them know that you, Regine, were trying to boulder me every step of the way. When I asked you why this was happening, like why I can't have this removed, she wouldn't give me like straight answers. When I asked her to have someone else, she basically told me that she owned the company. Like, essentially, that's what she insinuated, was that she was kind of like the owner and that's why I couldn't speak to anybody else. And then when I was like, Regine, like, what is your title? You know, you don't own the company. And I asked her for someone else and she was just like, no, you can't have anybody else. There's no one else. And I'm like, I don't care if I have to be put on hold for somebody else. Like, give me someone else. I do not want to talk to you anymore. So we went on this full thing, and after I let her know that once I figure out how to get somebody else, and I will let them know that Regine was the one that stood in my way the whole way, she said, and I will like never forget this because it was creepy as hell. She's just like, Sierra, I am your friend. I am trying to help you. I am your friend. I said, Regine, you have not been friendly one iota to me this whole time. You have been nothing but a hindrance. And I don't know what your deal is, but again, once I figure this out, I am telling everybody what you have sat here and done this whole day. Like, I'm sitting over here at the doctor's office, you know, trying to get checked out. Didn't know at that point that I had COVID, but I have COVID, and I'm sitting over here arguing with you. And then finally, she's like, I'm going to give you a supervisor now, and you know, just hold on for a second. I was like, yeah, thank you. Like, why did I have to resort to that? To just get someone else? Like, it made no sense for me to have to go that deep on this. So there's that. If you have to call Mint Mobile, just know that you're going to get out, like, it's a call center that's outsourced somewhere, and they are not helpful. In fact, they are problematic. Like, they are problematic in you getting anything solved, and you will be there all day, and they will try every ounce of your patience. So once I got done with Regine and I got sent to, you know, a supervisor, I swear the supervisor was just as rude. Like, I'm like, okay, new person. Thing about me is I don't carry on a grudge. Like, just because Regine wasn't helpful, that doesn't mean that this person wasn't going to be helpful. So I'm like, hey, here's what is happening. Here's what's going on. Why am I being charged these fees when literally you can see based on all the text messages your system has sent me, and each one being broken, that it didn't work. Like, this whole thing that I had to go through, that wasn't working because of something in your system. So long story short here, and not really short because I've been talking for a while, is nothing got rectified. And I just told them, you just lost a customer. Like, the business has just gone here. So my recommendation is not to get Mint Mobile, because if you ever have to call them, it is going to be the worst time ever. And it's just, I don't know who to blame. I don't know if it's Ryan Reynolds on his team or if it is T-Mobile and them just as a whole company, but it's something that needs to be rectified. There's just a huge disconnect of how this app should function and what its purpose should be and how things get actually done here. So that's it. Like I said, it was going to be Unhinged. It was Unhinged. If this helps you, if you were thinking of getting Mint Mobile, fantastic. If it was just entertaining for you, then also fantastic. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I will let you guys know if you guys want the best deal ticket by Wednesday, so that if you're local, you're able to get there and go and make plans, whatever. But thank you guys so much. Look forward to talking to you about less irritating things. And yeah, bye.